Hi there, everybody. Um, Welcome to a little bit different kind of video today. Um, I I kind of came to record today because I'm feeling lost. Not just I'm I'm trying to find a way to phrase it. Um, I'm feeling a little lost with life, and I'm coming here to sort of vent about it. Not angrily. I'm not. Um, I'm not angry about any of this. I know it's all natural to be a little lost. Um, Feeling like I need to come and talk it out with people who don't quite um, know exactly everything about me. Um, for one, I think of myself as a very well-rounded person, and uh, I definitely don't know what I want to do with my life at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I had my way, I'd do YouTube all day, every day, because I love it. I love coming and talking to you guys. I love sitting here playing video games and just bullshitting every day. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite thing to do. But, um, that's not exactly a reality that I can sort of push myself towards right away. And as disappointing as that is, it's true. Which is fine, and maybe I'll get to that point someday. But right now, that's not it's not my reality. And um, my family is about to move. Okay, actually, let's back up. I'm 19. I've got an amazing girlfriend who I'm hoping to marry within the next few years because one of my philosophies is um, ah, trying to play and hold buttons and talk about this all at once is distracting me a little bit. Um, but I've got an amazing girlfriend who I'd like to marry sooner rather than later because one of my own philosophies is that if you know what you really want, then why are you waiting for it? Um, you should try to pursue it as much as you can. And so, in that aspect, she is something I want to pursue as quick as possible because I love her very much. But the other thing is that um, I'm kind of in a different place in my life than she is, which is fine, but it's a little bit worrisome with me because I'm trying to work on finding a career and moving on to the next stage of my life, and she's not quite caught up with me. And it's causing me some stress. I know it's stressful for her too. We're working through it, and that's perfectly fine. That's how relationships should work. But my family is about to move across the country, which should be quite interesting for them and great for them actually, because currently we're on the West Coast and they're about to move to the East Coast. And um, and I would love to follow them. Like, the East Coast sounds like a grand old adventure to me. Um, but I'm not ready to leave my girlfriend behind. And I'd like to be around my friends and family when I go to propose to her. And I've gotta say, I'm excited for it, but it's going to be very difficult to get to the place where I'm comfortable enough to actually propose to the girl I love without being financially where I want to. And California is live in because I don't know how, but no one in charge took economics. It's baffling how they don't understand that. So I'm currently struggling with finding a career rather than just jobs, which I guess is where I'm quite lost. Obviously, if I had my option, this would be my career, is sitting here talking to you guys. But I don't have that option. Now, the cool things about me is that I've had the opportunity to try out a lot of different experiences, and that kind of helped me find myself just a little bit. And when it comes down to it, that's made things a little bit easier on me in that sense, that I found out pretty quick what I like to do, but I'm feeling lost in the sense that I don't know what I should be doing for my career. A little bit more about myself. I've been playing video games since I was 3 years old, and I've been sort of fascinated with computers, since that point. Because I was around them from a very young age. You'd think I'd be better at video games by that point, but I'm going to go ahead and blame my sports careers for ruining my video game skills. Ow. Okay. So anyway, I've in my current jobs now, which I have one great job and one temporary job that I have to work in order to, survive in this insane state. And I've got to say, I understand the people who are tired and who work so hard to survive, because I currently work 2 jobs, and that's not a live-in, and that's why I'm excited about leaving. And that's one of the reasons why my YouTube channel isn't as populated with videos as I might like, because a lot of my time is spent at work, which, for the record, does put a lot of undue stress on relationships that I have. I currently only have one friend that I hang out with on a regular basis. I mean, I have plenty of friends, but one, and that would be Joey. He does a lot to keep me sane, and I really appreciate him for it. But because I work 2 jobs, I can't hang out with my girlfriend as much as I'd like to. I can't go to her family gatherings as much as I'd like to. And I've got to say that I really do appreciate people who work long hours in order to help their family survive. My dad did it when we started out, or when my parents started out and they had me. They were not wealthy. My dad had to work ridiculously long hours and ridiculously large amounts of overtime to help me and my siblings grow up in a good household, and I'm extremely fortunate and extremely thankful for his level of commitment and the energy that he put into making our lives better. And I don't think I'll ever be able to repay that. But that also puts a lot of pressure on me because I feel like if I don't achieve the same things he has at his young age, then I'm not then I'm not really fulfilling the legacy, I guess, which is ridiculous because no one should um, no one should have to feel like they have to live up to their parents' expectations perfectly. And my parents are in no way um, pushing me towards being like them. I'm pushing myself towards being like them due to my own thoughts of success and whatnot. And I know it's all self-inflicted, so it's not woe is me. It's just an explanation into how I am. And that's one of the issues that I have right now with choosing a career, is because I'm afraid that I'm going to start down a career path and it's not going to go as well for me as I want it to. And I guess I'm scared to waste time. I know time on this earth, as long as what 100 years is, I'm already 19, and I'm already 19, and I'm already feeling like I'm running out of time, which I don't quite know why I feel like that, but it's just how I feel. So, I dropped out of college. I went into college first thing out of high school, which I didn't really want to do, but California was offering a first year free sort of program with community colleges, and I went in and I did my best, but I was also working full time, 40 hours a week. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember the exact hours. 3 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. every morning. I'd wake up at about 8, go to school until 3, and then do it over again. And I was working 10-hour days, or 10-hour nights, actually. And my grades suffered, and my my mental health and physical health declined rapidly. And I kind of lost my train of thought and where I was going with this whole thing. In for computer science. There we go. I found it. I went in as a major in computer science, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be it for me. This is how I'm going to start my career. And when it came down to it, it was more difficult on me because I was trying to go to school and work full-time at the same time. But also, I dropped out of college because the college scene is too political right now. I mean, there shouldn't be any politics in computer science at all, but somehow the professor, that's all he wanted to talk about, and I wasn't cool with it, because I was basically just learning out of the book instead of being taught by a professor. And I thought, if I'm just going to learn out of a book anyway, then I may as well just do it at home instead of having to wake up early and go to school. Now, So I ended up dropping out of college, and then I immediately lost my full-time job, which, gotta say, it was pretty disappointing, and that threw me into an even worse depression than I was already in. Um, but I ended up getting a job at a wonderful company, and then I was still hurting for money because I wasn't able to put away enough to pay rent and to feed myself and pay for bills and all that. So I got myself a second job, and then fast forward a little bit to now. I'm sort of gone to as the IT person for both of these workplaces. Not so much at my second job, but my first job I am relied upon heavily for IT help, and that's one of the things I enjoy doing. I like it, figuring out those problems when they ask me, and I mean, I've learned so much just trying to decipher their problems. That has kind of given me a new sort of rekindled love for IT work. But I a lot of the places want college degrees now for IT jobs, and I'm not real comfortable with going back to school, especially since school is just kind of a toxic environment in general. Which, I mean, if I was given unlimited time and unlimited money, I would easily go back to school. I would just suck up the toxic environment and ignore it and just keep my head down and do my studies. However, college costs money, and money is something that you have to get through work. And so I'm not very good with time management in the sense that I need to get homework done and like keep myself healthy at the same time as getting to work and doing the best I can, which is something that I'm going to need to figure out. Like, that's no doubt about it, but I'm going to do it at my own pace rather than being thrust into it. And oh crap, I just completely lost my train of thought. I hate doing that. The so college my preferred path, which I know sometimes people don't have an option, and I'm very fortunate to live in the situation that I do now. But I'm also a little bit frustrated that I don't have the freedom that some of the other kids my age do, I guess. I mean, some kids are going to college full-time, but they don't have to have a job because their parents are helping them through college, or let's see here, what else? Or they don't have to go to college, but they can also just stay at because my situation's different, and I know situations are different, so I'm not complaining about it too much. I mean, obviously I'm going to complain because I do work very hard and I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. But instead of just having jobs, I kind of need a career. And a few summers ago I had the privilege of actually flying a plane. And I found my love of flying. And I love doing it, but I'm worried that if I turn it into a career, then I'm going to be bored with it, and then I'm going to be resentful that I did that for my life, or for my career. And that's something I can get over with, but I'm a little lost because I don't know if I should be putting all the money I need to in for, putting all that money into going and getting my pilot's license and all of that, because I don't want to waste the money that I'm working so hard to earn. And when it comes down to it, I guess I'm scared that I can't, that I can't see or know for sure, like, what's happening in my life. Which is no one's fault. No one can see where they're gonna be. But I guess for the first time, I'm not real cool with not having a plan. I pride myself on having a plan for everything. I like having ways out and stuff like that. But, oh, oh, that's not good. I lost my train of thought because I'm trying to focus on actually surviving. Let's see here. Yeah, I've completely forgotten what I was trying to say. So let me just jump back a little bit. I'm lost in that I don't really have a set plan anymore. I've got a pretty wide range for my skill sets, but I don't exactly know how to utilize them correctly. And I mean, I've never been one to shy away from hard work, but at the same time, I'm also feeling very burnt out with my life, because, like, alright, that's the end of that one. I am feeling very burnt out because working 2 jobs is very stressful for the body and the mind. And it's kind of nerve-wracking because I'm gonna be left here in California for a little bit longer before I follow my parents over to the East Coast. But I guess I just need to I need to figure out what I want to do for a career instead of having jobs, because minimum wage jobs are not a good way to live. They were never designed for you to build wealth off of. They were designed to help you survive. And just by working 2 of them doesn't mean that I'm going to build wealth. It just means that I'm surviving a little less stressfully. And so, I guess I just need to, I'm having a hard time following my train of thought just because it's going so many different ways. There's so many different things I want to talk about right now. And so, I mean, I have 2 major career paths that I have shown interest in and that I do have very minor skills in. And right now it's aviation and the tech industry. And I'm just worried that I'm not going to be good enough for either of them, which is purely my own lack of self-esteem or self-confidence. Um, but it's just kind of like the little conundrum or the little issue going on in my head is I have to try to survive in this state that absolutely hates its people. I have to find a place to live. I have to keep myself fed. I have to pay for all of my bills. Um, and it's obviously a little bit difficult to just find a career path because a lot of people go into the career path that they think is interesting um, or that they are good at. And I don't think I've quite found any of those things, really, because I'm just worried that a lot of my time is going to be spent working and trying to survive than actually enjoying life. And I know that's a balance that I have to find myself, but it's there nonetheless. Let's see here. I am extremely thankful for the people that I have in my life. My parents, who've done nothing but support me, and even though I'm an asshole a lot of the times. Joey has been my best friend since, fuck, let's see here, 6th grade, I think? Yeah, 6th grade, we were friends. 7th grade, became best friends. And then my girlfriend, who spent a ridiculously long time waiting for me to get the idea that that she actually liked me, and somehow stayed patient enough to wait for me to figure it out, which I'm glad I did, because she's one of the only things keeping me sane at the moment. I pretty much only talk to her and Joey at this point. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to produce YouTube videos, because it's fantastic to me. I love editing. I love recording. I love talking to you guys. Even though when I say you guys, it's about 15 people that actually consistently watch videos. But I mean, 15 people is still 15 people who are listening to me and enjoying my content, and for that I'm very appreciative. And as long as you 15 people want me to keep doing it, then I'll keep doing it. I'm saying a lot, but that's me trying to there's a that's what I get for trying to do this without a script or anything to help me go off of. I also should have chosen a game that doesn't require so much concentration. I'm thankful for all the opportunities that I've had in my life. I do blame it a little bit for my indecision, because I have gotten to experience a lot of things, so there's not really much that I can just focus on one thing, because I go, oh wait, but that was fun, I could do that as a career, and then I can't make up my mind. But that just sounds like me being a little bitch. And I do want to make YouTube my main goal. That it's the thing I want to do the most. I like coming on here and doing my thing. It's just, I know it's not a reality for me until, one, I get better enough where more than just a few people that I have watching me right now actually sit here and watch me and support me. and then I've got to market myself well, and I've got to make sure that I can put enough time and effort into it that it's consistent, which I know is a big thing with YouTube, is consistency. And I know I'm not consistent now, and I really do apologize for it, but I'm just very busy and I'm very lost in my life right now. But I'm not hopeless. I'm not hopelessly lost. I've got hope, and um, I've got my little plans and my little goals. And I mean, none of my plans or goals are little. I mean, by the end of 2019, I want to have over 150 subs on this channel. I want to be renting my first official apartment. Actually, no, it'll be my second apartment. I want to be renting my second apartment. And I possibly want to be engaged by the end of it, but that depends on how damn it. And I'm not by any means announcing that I'm getting engaged right now. There's no way to know that for sure. Shit, I could do something really stupid and then lose her, but I seriously doubt that. Because I'm amazing. Just kidding. What sounds like arrogance to you guys is purely trying to overcompensate for low self-esteem. So, I'm not announcing anything. I just kind of needed this time to rant a little bit about life. I know a lot of my friends right now are doing very well, and I know some of them are just as lost as I am. And for any of you guys who are watching, you're not alone. I mean, we're all kind of on this planet together, and some people may have it figured out or handed to them, and some people don't, and that's okay. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always drop it down in the comments, and I'll answer you. I like talking to people. I like making new friends, which is pretty different to how I used to be. I used to be really shy. I wouldn't be able to do this now. I'd have a hard time talking to adults, like like ordering food. I couldn't do it. Then I don't know what happened. I kind of just I just kind of hit fuck it and started really becoming myself. And I think that's probably the best advice I can give to anyone who's feeling anxious about themselves right now. Is, you know what? Just do it. Just there's no reason to die. There's no reason to let someone else make you feel bad enough that you can't even do your own thing. I've got a friend right now who's going through high school, and she's very shy. And whenever I can, or whenever she asks for advice, I give her the advice that it took me till senior year to figure out of high school. Because how do you make that so easy? And one thing I think she forgets is that it took me 7 years to figure out. It took me 7 years to figure out that I just needed to let go of all my little worries and all of the indecision about social life in high school and all that silly crap. You have to forget about what other people might think of you, especially peers your own age, because in reality, what are they really going to do about it? Okay, somebody thinks you're a little weird, but chances are they've got a habit that would be weird to other people, or I don't know. all my point is that you can't let the people your age who can't offer you anything um, worry about it. Obviously, you don't want to go on a really messed up rant on social media because then that'll ruin your chances for employment. And you don't want to, obviously, like, cut ties with people who may be important to you in the future. But you also shouldn't have to hide who you truly are just because someone else might think you're a little weird. I mean, that's one of the most basic and true things that I can say from someone who did live like a very enclosed life just because I was afraid of what people would think about me. I was bullied a lot in high school, and I don't think my bullying was too severe. I think I was a very weird kid. I was obsessed with Assassin's Creed. And I did the weird, like, anime runs and all of that shit. And I got bullied through high school for it, even though I grew out of it by the time I was in high school. I was bullied all throughout high school for it, and I had a lot of bad experiences, but when it came down to it, I didn't like to let people... I was more disappointed in myself that I couldn't understand that that wasn't, like, socially acceptable. Like, if I wanted to do that on my own property, I could. But, I kind of realized that whoever you are is who you are. Don't let anybody, tell you you're weird for it. I mean, I'm playing video games and talking to people on the internet. And, I mean, that's how I've met some of my best friends. Bot Sam is a good friend of mine now. Who else? Oh, Apex. He's a pretty good friend. As loud and obnoxious as he can be, he's still a good person to talk to, and like, he'll be there when you need somebody to rant to or argue with. And I think sometimes the people on the internet that you don't get to see all the time, it can be some of the most fulfilling relationships you can have because I don't know. Because, I mean, Apex is Canadian. I learn about, like, actual life in Canada all the time from him. It's very backwards to what the US is about, and I definitely like the US better. But, I mean, I get to know for sure that I like America better rather than Canada, because I do have that person from Canada telling me what it's like there. And for the record, yes, it does her better. So, you know, naturally. But, he's one of the best people that I know, and, I don't think I'd trade that relationship for a lot of things. I wouldn't say anything because I still have a price. Every human has a price. That's a conversation for another day. But like I said, I'm very thankful for the people that I do have in my life. I mean, Sam is always helping me run my Discord server. He's actually been helping me, like, get better at Siege. I'm not doing any better in Siege, but I think that's my own malfunction rather than his. He's a really good teacher. He's really good with a lot of people and a lot of different things on the, like, gaming-wise. He makes friends easily, he brings a lot to the table, and I'm glad I was able to add him to the Immoral Oddities group, because it allowed me to have a great addition to my YouTube channel, for one, and I don't know, it allowed me to expand my own little family that I've gotten to call the Immoral Oddities group, honestly. And I don't think I'd want him gone ever. And I've got to say, I put a lot of time and effort into figuring out who would be a good fit, and I don't think anyone tops Sam's addition to Immoral Oddities, honestly. I really don't think anyone meshes with everyone like he does. And I'm thankful that he did say yes when I invited him to join. So that's that little tirade right there. But I guess for those of you who are feeling lost in their life, just know that you're not alone. I'm in the same boat with you guys. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't know. I think I may go be a pilot, because it is what I'm good at. I'm much better at flying a plane after the first 3 times I did it than I was driving a car for my 3 learner's lessons. And I don't know what it was, but I very much enjoy flying a plane. I enjoy being... But I also do love IT work. I love being in front of computers. Technology absolutely amazes me, what we're able to do. I've got interests in AI theory, and, you know, I don't know. I like to keep myself well-rounded, and I think everybody should. I think everybody should go and, I don't know, explore a whole bunch of shit. Like, who knows? For all you know, you may, I don't know, just, you may find something about yourself that you never even knew. Which is really cool to me. That you can actually get to a point where you can completely learn something about yourself that you had no idea existed. For example, I didn't quite realize I liked the sensation of falling until the first time a pilot went 0G with me in like a little Cessna. And that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. And I don't know, I found out that I liked falling. And so, I don't know, I think everyone should be exploring things that they've never done before, just so that they can say, you know what, I did that, I really liked that. I didn't like that. Oh well. And, I mean, it makes you a better person. It helps you realize, like, different perspectives. Say if somebody's afraid of heights, okay, you may not be, and you like it, but you can at least appreciate what they're going through, and stuff like that. But I know being lost isn't a fun thing. I can sure as hell say I am not excited about being lost. But I can say that I'm excited to find myself. And I'm hoping that I can bring you guys along for that, because this is going to be interesting. Life is not... life is going to be different for everyone. I know that. And I know some people have to work their whole life, and some people can just do stupid shit and be famous on YouTube and make millions. I know not everything is the same, but you know what? I think I'm okay with all of the... let's see here. I think I'm okay with the hardships. I think now that I'm talking through this, I'm okay with being lost right now. But I really do want to find this, because I'm looking for a new apartment before my family moves. And I'm trying to be able to... be ready for my girlfriend, so that I'm not keeping her waiting, and I'm not bringing her into poverty because I didn't work hard enough. And oh, that's another thing. I have this weird thing with, like, it's an it's this like undefeatable desire to make sure that my friends are as successful as me, because I don't ever want to leave them behind. And I know that's completely unrealistic because every person is different, but it's just this weird thing. And I guess that's why I'm trying so hard to make sure that Joey does well and Jordan does well. My friend Jared, I don't need to worry about him because he's got shit locked down. I don't think I've ever met someone as smart and as loyal as he is, honestly. I think if anything, I should be trying to catch up to him. But he, I'm really glad he's doing well. It makes me happy knowing that I don't have to worry about him. And he has a different career path than me. He found his career, and I think that's really cool because, I mean, he wasn't even out of high school when he found his career path. And I thought I found my career paths in high school, but now here I am just, I don't know, waffling between the two because I haven't made a decision yet. Which, I've got to say, he gives me the motivation to quit being a little bitch and just decide. But I do know that certain things take time, and certain things take money, and time nor money are things that I really have right now. So, I mean, it's a balancing act, and I'm getting there. And as I told my boss the other day, you know, I never learned how to juggle, but so far I haven't dropped the ball. So I think I'm doing okay. You're listening to this and agreeing with me, or listening to this and disagreeing with me, I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure that if we talked it out, you'd realize that you're also doing... I think if we talked it out, I think we'd find out that you're doing just fine as well. Or not. And maybe if you need someone to talk to, I can be that person for you. And I can give you advice, because somehow I'm good at giving advice, and not very many people have been disappointed with my advice. And I do find that as like a pride point for me. So this is my offer to you guys as like, this is my little invitation to you guys, that if you need to talk to me, or if you just need anyone to talk to about, I don't know, life, careers, that sort of thing, I mean, I'd love to talk it through with you, because that's one thing that people don't realize, is that you don't have to do it alone. And I mean, my parents have been telling me that for, fuck, I don't know how long now, that you don't have to do it alone, that you have people to help you. And I am not the best show of that, because I don't ask for help very often. I try to do things on my own, which, in my opinion and theirs, is quite stupid, because you shouldn't have to do things alone. I try to do it because I want to prove that I'm good enough, but I'm gonna end up regretting it real quick if I keep on the path that I was going. Yeah. You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and end off this little, um, I don't know, talking point. I think I'm gonna end off this little talking point. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I think I might do more of these if you guys enjoy it, because I do like the honesty, and I do like the aren't directly involved with them. Like, I mean, I can talk to this shit. I can talk about this shit with my girlfriend and Joey, like, all the time, if I wanted to. Or if I had to. But sometimes sometimes you get that feeling, you go, are they just agreeing with me because they don't want to make me angry, or are they agreeing with me because they actually agree with me? And so, I like having the third party advocates, where they can go, why don't you quit being a little bitch? Or, why don't you go ahead and, you know, it's, yeah, basically just quit being a little bitch, or yeah, your feelings are justified. And I don't ever want to make anyone feel like their problems aren't justified, because everybody's problems are their own. No person's problems are greater than another's if the family is, or if they come from different situations. And I say that, even though I do find resentment where people, like kids my age, don't have to work because their parents are paying for their college, or they paid for their cars, or they paid for their phones. They're also not getting the same experiences that I'm getting, and when it comes down to it, I may be better off, or I may be worse. Like, who actually knows for sure? And no one should ever have to feel like their problems aren't as severe as someone else's just because they're different. So, to everyone who's being bullied right now for who they are, or for anybody who's struggling to find a job, or to anybody who's, just feeling a little lost, just don't worry about it. I mean, worry about it enough to where you're going to keep pushing forward, but don't worry about it so much that you can't sleep over it. It's not going to do anybody any good, especially you. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and thank you guys once again for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one, and